Assalamu alaikum class metric. What's going on? Class metric, today we are going to study our chapter King Faisal. All of you come to page number 20. Class, this chapter is basically the memoir of King Faisal. And class, what does memoir mean? Class, it means a factual biography or historical account, or you can say that a historical writing on the life of someone. And class, biography means writing on someone's life by another person, not by that person but by another person. Now class, I am going to read this chapter, and while reading I'll also explain it, and the meanings of difficult words will be given in the subtitles. The late King Faisal of Saudi Arabia was born in 1907 and was the second son of King Abdul Aziz ibn Saud. Class, the late King Faisal means he is no more, he has died. He was born on 1907 and he was the second son of King Abdul Aziz ibn Saud. Class, note down that the Saud family is the monarch of Saudi Arabia. He received religious education from his maternal grandfather Sheikh Abdullah bin Abdul Latif. Class, he received the education about religion from his maternal grandfather. Class, maternal means relating to mother, Sheikh Abdullah bin Abdul Latif. After completing his education at an early age, Faisal started taking interest in the affairs of the state. Class, he completed his education in an early age and he started taking interest in the affairs of the state, means that he has the interest in government, so he started taking interest in the affairs of state and helps his father in governing the country. And from his early age, he helped his father in the matters of state. He was made governor of Hijaz when he was only 20. When he was only 20, at a very early age, he was made the governor of Hijaz. Later on, he served as Saudi foreign minister, visiting several countries of the world. Class, after that, he became the foreign minister of the Saudi Arabia and he visited several countries of the world, as it is the main task of the foreign minister to visit another countries, where he held important discussions and gained a great deal of experience. In this way, he gained a very big deal of experience and he made very important discussions with other foreign ministers. He also had the opportunity of holding the command of the armed forces of his country. Class, he also got the opportunity of holding the command of the armed forces. He also got the charge of the armed forces of his country. After the death of King Abdul Aziz, his eldest son Saud became the king. When King Abdul Aziz died, means when his father died, his eldest son, King Faisal's eldest brother, Saud became the king. Faisal was made the crown prince and prime minister in 1958. Saudi Arabia was in serious difficulties at that time. Class, during 1958 and afterwards, Saudi Arabia was in serious difficulties and troubles. Faisal used his wisdom and intelligence to overcome these difficulties. As King Faisal was very intelligent and wise, so he got over all these difficulties. In 1960, he resigned from the post of the Prime Minister but accepted it again in 1962. In 1960, he resigned his post but he accepted it again on 1962. His elder brother King Saud fell seriously ill in 1964 and Faisal was chosen as the king by the Council of Ministers. Class, when his brother King Saud fell seriously ill in 1964, he became the king of the Saudi Arabia. King Faisal now became the king. Class, note down that Saudi Arabia is a monarchy where the king is both the head of the government and the state. King Faisal was devoted to Islam. Class, it means King Faisal loved Islam very much. He was a good Muslim and led a simple life. Class, he was a very good Muslim and he led his life very simple. He did his best to see his people live according to the teachings of Islam. Class, he made his best efforts to see his people live according to the teachings of Islam. He possessed great qualities of leadership and proved to be an able ruler. Plus, he had a very great qualities of leadership and he proved himself a very able ruler. He loved his people and ruled the country wisely and justly. Class, he loved his people, his subject very much, and he ruled his country in a wise and just way. Under his rule, Saudi Arabia made great progress in many fields. Class, when King Faisal was the king, Saudi Arabia made great progress. He spent a lot of money on the development of his country. Plus, he wanted to see his country develop. So that's why he spent a lot of money for it. The main source of income for Saudi Arabia is mineral oil and he made every effort to increase its production. Class, the main source of income of Saudi Arabia is mineral oil. The oil which is found under the earth, it is the main source of income of Saudi Arabia. So he made his best efforts to increase its production. New factories and mills were set up in Saudi Arabia and industry made great progress. Class, during his reign means when he ruled the Saudi Arabia, many new factories and mills were set up and the industries made great progress. It means the industries were so developed during his reign. Vast areas of the deserts were irrigated and new lands were brought under cultivation. Class, as you know that the Saudi Arabia, a big part of Saudi Arabia is comprised of deserts. So vast areas of the deserts were irrigated during his rule, means he made that deserts able for farming and new lands are brought under cultivation. And in this way, the people of Saudi Arabia got new land for cultivation, which means farming. Faisal considered education very important for the progress of his people. Class, King Faisal considered that education is very important for the progress of the people. He realized that thing. He opened many schools where education is free for all. Class, he opened many such schools where education was free of cost. He set up several universities where students are not only given free education but are also awarded stipends to meet other needs as well. Class, several universities were set up by him where students are not only given free education but are also they were given stipends. He also spread a network of hospitals and dispensaries all over his vast kingdom. Class, he made so many hospitals and dispensaries all over his country, all over his kingdom, means all over his country. And class, you know hospitals very well, and dispensaries are the room where medicines are available. Now a Bedouin living even 1,000 kilometers from the capital. Class, Bedouin means a nomadic Arab who live even 1,000 kilometers from the capital. They wanted to say here that even the people live very far from the capital will find a hospital dispensary not far from where he lives. They wanted to say that he made so many dispensaries and hospitals all over his country. If you visit KSA means here the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, you will find hundreds of Palestinian doctors, nurses and teachers serving their Arab brethren. Class, if you visit Saudi Arabia, you will see that many Pakistani doctors, nurses and teachers went to Saudi Arabia and they are serving there. Arab brethren means here Arab brothers, and brethren is a plural form of brother, but it is no longer be used because it is a archaic word, which means old-fashioned word. The king helped the needy and the poor and provided many facilities to the pilgrims. Class, the king was very kind-hearted and he helped the needy and the poor, and he also gave so many facilities to the pilgrims. Pilgrims means, class, the people who went for Hajj. He had a strong wish to unite the Muslims of the world and did his best to bring the Muslims living in different countries closer together. Class, he had a very strong desire that all the Muslims of the world united and they come closer to each other. So that's why for that he made his great efforts. His services in making the Muslims conscious of the need for brotherhood can never be forgotten, and class, his efforts and his attempts for making the Muslims conscious of the need for brotherhood, so that the Muslims can realize that what's the need of brotherhood between them, it cannot be forgotten. We can't forget that efforts. It is now the duty of the Muslims to continue as a struggle for the achievement of this unity. Now it is the duty of the Muslims, now it is the duty of us to continue his struggle for the achievement of this unity. He practiced what he preached and assisted the Muslim countries of the world. Class, he himself practiced all the things which he preached, which he teach to another people. He first practiced on himself and assisted the Muslim countries of the world, and he also helped the Muslim countries of the world. He was an equal partner with Pakistan in holding the Islamic Summit Conference at Lahore in 1974. Class, maybe you know that the second Islamic Summit Conference was held in Lahore in 1974, and the King Faisal support Pakistan very much in holding this conference. He was an equal partner with Pakistan in holding the Islamic Summit Conference at Lahore in 1974. Class, maybe you know the second Islamic Summit Conference was held in Lahore in 1974, and he support Pakistan very much in holding this conference in Lahore. And class, the Islamic Summit Conference is the conference of all the heads of the Muslim countries of the world, and it is organized by the Organization of Islamic Conference, that is OIC. Now class, turn the page. King Faisal was a sincere friend and well-wisher of the people of Pakistan. Class, King Faisal was a sincere friend of Pakistan, and he was also a very well-wisher of Pakistan. Class, well-wisher means a person who desires happiness or success of someone others. He gave generous help to this country on several occasions. Thus, he gave so many support to Pakistan on several occasions, and here class, generous means readiness to give more. Perhaps no one outside Pakistan could be more unhappy than King Faisal was. Class, here perhaps means it shows possibility that the outside Pakistan no one be more unhappy than King Faisal on the separation of East Pakistan, when East Pakistan was separated from West Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh, and you know very well that East Pakistan is now Bangladesh. He was against the state of Israel. He strongly hated the state of Israel. Class, Israel is an illegal state which is set up by the Jews because of its enmity towards the Arabs, and he hated Israel so much because the enmity of Israelis over Arabs. He strengthened the Arabs in their war against Israel. Class, he strengthened Arab means he organized the Arabs in their war against Israel. He felt deeply grieved. It means he felt deep sorrow when Israelites set the Al-Aqsa Mosque on fire. When Israelites put on the Al-Aqsa Mosque on fire, he made every possible effort to get back the Arab territories under the illegal occupation of Israel. And class, he made so many efforts and attempts to get back the Arab territories which are under the rule of Israelis. This great king died in an assault by a wicked nephew of his on 25th March 1975. Class, King Faisal was died in an assault by his own wicked nephew on 25th March 1975. His own nephew killed him, and he killed him point blank, meaning in front of all. The Muslims all over the world mourn his death. Class, the Muslims all over the world feel great grief on his death. The people of Pakistan in particular, and especially the people of Pakistan, felt great grief at his sad news. And class, the people of Pakistan feel great sorrow on his death. There was not a single house in Pakistan which did not mourn his death. And class, every house in Pakistan mourned in his death as if an elder of the family had passed away, and it seemed that the elder of the family had passed away. He lived like a soldier and died a martyr. Class, he lived very bravely and also died a very noble death. With his death, not only Saudi Arabia but also the whole Muslim world has lost a sincere and bold leader. Class, after his death, not only Saudi Arabia but the whole Muslim world lost a very bold and very encouraging, a very sincere and true leader. He was a religious leader of the Muslims at the garden of two holy places of the Makkah, Mukarramah and Medina. Class, he was also the religious leaders of the Muslims. The Muslims also consider him the religious leader of them, and also consider him the guardian of two holy places, Makkah and Medina. The Muslims of the world who have great love and respect for him, and the Muslims of the world who love him very much, will remember as a noble and pious Muslim leader, and they always remember his name, and his name shall live forever in their hearts. The Muslim of the world who have great love and respect for him, they will remember him as a very noble and pious Muslim leader. Pious means of a very great virtue, and his name shall live forever in their hearts. In class, we have done our chapter.